It is the one, the only Relentless Trader. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. As you can see today, I'm coming different with the swag. Got on the headband, the full-on Rambo style. Come on, man. As you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up and be ready for greatness to take place because we're feeling good and we're ready to rock and roll. All right, hit that thumbs up and remember to check out our disclaimer as you're tuning in. All right, remember that day trading is risky. Remember, copy trading does not work. Remember, if you're new to the markets, take it slow. Practice, improve, utilize small size, utilize simulators. And only after you're consistent does it make sense to increase your risk. Other than that, remember my results are not typical. Remember, I do not invest for my subscribers. And remember to be careful of fake advertisements as well. All right, people are stealing the content and trying to use it to run ads. Remember, I do not invest for my subscribers. I will never message you first. Be careful. Relentless Trader is in the building and ready for the market to open. We've had a eventful pre-market here on ticker symbols BOXL and AGRI. Those were the top two here. It almost feels like what it feels like right now is a day where we had a good first hour and then the momentum is slowing down. So into the open, we're going to need to see something continue or something fresh. One out of the two right there. Will we see something fresh or will we get a stock to continue on a red to green here and make new highs? If not, we have to be very careful not to overtrade and only trade the best opportunities, because if it's a slow 9:30 open, then we want to just be on the sidelines and be patient for something strong, even if that means waiting till tomorrow. And so, quick announcement for in terms of the scanner, right? The beautiful Day Trade Dash scanner, the beautiful Momo Pro scanner, the two scanners that I usually use here. Now, Momo Pro I can have up at any time. The Day Trade Dash scanner, however, I have to more so ease and press. And a lot of times I'm forgetting that it's on and I'm leaving it on for too long, right? I think like 5 minutes at a time is like the sweet spot. So what I'll be doing, I'll just be going to single screen, honestly. I think for me, as I'm trading, it'll be easier just to have it like this to where I don't have to remember, because there's just so much going on with us looking at different stocks and, all the multitasking that comes with trading. So I think we're just going to show it here in the pre-market for the people now tuning in with a couple minutes to go to the open. And then from there, we're just going to switch off to single screen. So as you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up and let's lock in. So again, the two top stocks were BOXL and AGRI. I'm going to look at some of the other ones that came earlier just to see if maybe there's something else also looking good. ASST, how's it doing? Okay, ASST, red to green, although the daily chart on this stock sucks. And daily chart here looks terrible. We've popped up multiple times, sold off, and we're kind of like at the low of this current sell-off. Now, can the stock still be strong? Potentially. Let me see. What else did we get earlier? I think we had BKKT. BKKT, or how did we do? Okay, it's still holding up sideways. ARBE. This one looks interesting. Hold up. Is it worth the trade right now before the open? Maybe. It's moving up nicely. We're pulling back. 36 highs. I'd like to see a little bit more range out of it though. It might be good for the open. I'll wait. No need to rush anything here, right? So ARBE I'll add to the list. How about, was it MAX? MBX, I believe it was. How about MBX? MBX is still holding up fairly well. Okay. I think that'll be my watch list. So BOXL, AGRI, just in case we get like a red to green on any of those two. And then BKKT, MBX, and then ARBE. I think that'll be the full list there. And then, of course, anything else that hits the scans, that's worth it. The scans are fine-tuned so that we can get all the momentum stocks moving up. Don't forget, if you're tuning in on YouTube, to hit the thumbs up. Also, if you're a new viewer, you can consider subscribing to the channel. For those of you in the chat room, good morning. Bob, how are you doing? Alan, the bubblegum. Some people prefer to use usernames rather than their actual names, which is fine. We have Hollis and others as well. Hope you guys are all doing well. Cersei, Danny Yo, Triad Trading in the building. In the building. Triad, what's up, man? How's the weather where you are right now? I hope it's good. Hope your Wi-Fi is good. And I hope you're ready for a sweet day, brother, because in the next 8 minutes, the momentum is likely to continue here. So let me do my due diligence here, right? So I'm going to start up my screen recording first thing, and then I'm going to make sure to map out a couple of key daily levels on the stocks that are still holding up nicely. Let's not waste time here. Time is of the essence. ARBE, how are we doing on the daily? Using E-Trade for the daily chart, we got, it's looking pretty good. Room to 320s, and then 506 if it's really strong. In the short term here, going back a couple months. 320, so I'm just going to throw this on the charting here, right? 320, and then 506. I'm actually not using a daily chart on Thinkorswim anymore. Yeah, pretty good target. And if it's to get over there, 750 is another level. And ARBE, it's up 50%, a little lower on the list. Not at the highs, but you know, because it's trending up is why I'm looking at it. You know, we'll see how it does into the open. Moving on. BOXL, let's give it another quick look. We had highs at 867 here for pre-market. Daily chart. Is there any other levels that we should be aware of? There's 1065 and over 1065 room to 1516 and so forth. 1065 for BOXL. Okay. BOXL, one of the leading stocks today, up 269% and over 90 million shares of volume, currently pulling back and could be backside. So we got to see how it does after the open. AGRI coming down. QLGN, I'll take a look at in a sec. So AGRI, we have a pre-market high up at 1136. VWAP 720s. We've had lows around 630s. And right now, it's definitely off the highs as well. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Daily resistance at 1080, which is fairly close to where we pulled back. Yeah, RD stocks on the backside. I'd like to think so, but that's not guaranteed, so I'll still do my due diligence, right? Over 1080, room to 19. Actually, hold up. Let's see. Let's double check that. Room to 1450 and then 1830s. 1450s and 1830. So it's another beautiful day. As we're coming in from the weekend, I hope everyone had a chance to review and study up. And I hope you guys have a game plan here for what you're looking to do better. For me, after rewatching the nice day from Friday, the only thing I could really tell myself was to be more aggressive, right? I think once the action is there, we just have to give ourselves that fighting chance to do what we can do to our maximum, and I think sometimes being in the trickier situations of having the slower months, the slower year can affect you. But in those moments is where you got to push yourself and say, hey, you know what? This is exactly what I'd like to see. The market is giving it to me. And so it's almost like taking what's rightfully yours, right? If you want to go as far to say, this day is my birthright, this momentum, right? On whatever day that it might not be today, right? Depending if we see something hot, but if it's tomorrow, if it's next week, the next day after that, the next day, if we see really good A plus momentum for the strategy we're trading, for all of us individually, all the variations of trading that there is and styles and strategies, if you're seeing what is there, you got to push it, right? You got to push it, lock it in, manage risk. And really and truly, as long as we follow our rules, manage risk, and push it on those days, we're going to have a great result every time. So we got to always remember that and keep that confidence in the moment. So QLGN, quick look here. Is it worth keeping on the list? Let me pull it up on Thinkorswim. Trying to determine which one might be the best into the open. Honestly, besides the one that's uptrending, everything else is like on lows. So 2-minute warning. QLGN daily chart looks all right. There is some room up there to $20. So if this one wants to tango, perhaps it could be the one. So I'm going to start by watching ARBE. Well, it's pulled back a little bit, quite a bit actually. Okay, maybe not. Let's give a good look through here again. AGRI, ASST. Today is going to be all about managing risk and being confident. BKKT looks okay, although the volume is really light. Hard to say which one will go right away. So I think the first 3 minutes I'm going to be hands off and patient, smaller size, and then, minute number 4, 5, 6, where we start to see something move, might be, MBX looks okay as well, but lighter volume, similar to BKKT. Small size early, and then, we'll see which one ends up being the one here. I do like the daily chart on MBX. I'm going to go to single screen and just keep it there for the rest of the day. We've all had a great look at the scans, and there's the open. And there's the open. What will it be? Which stock will it be? BOXL, can we start holding over 620? Don't forget, as you're tuning in on YouTube, to hit the thumbs up. BOXL to 635, 640. I still want to give it a little bit of time. A little bit more time. We got 50 out of that. Let's pull it over here. BOXL. The new candle. Still a couple seconds out. 30 seconds plus. So far, so good, though. It's holding up well. I like what I'm seeing here early. We got 95 highs. Oh, it's really opening up early here. 7:30. The halt is at 60. Will we see a pullback here before a continued push? For now, the pullback is, I'd say it's high, all things considered. We'll see if it keeps holding. Ay, ay, ay. There's a little bit of chop. The question is are we going to give back this entire green candle, or is it going to bottom out early? It looks like it's on the way to giving back the entire candle here. So panic flush trades only for the quicker bounce. And even that is a little tough. AGRI, let's check it out. So maybe AGRI might be the one, actually. That was good, but short-lived, right? Right back down after a good minute to start. Damn, I hate showing up late. It looks so good. But of course, on that pullback, I'm kind of trying to gauge it there. 850. It seems like the range is pretty big, though. Got to keep that in mind. Okay, cool. Note, note to self there. I'll take my couple cents though. 1 minute candle to make the new high, opening up a little lower. Just throwing out the starters just to see. VOXL is right back up from those massive sell-offs there. We do have a red candle here on 5, so I want to be careful with the trade. Dang, BOXL right back up. I hope this one isn't going to sell all the way off. 57, 28 was the view up. I'm going to size up soon once we start to really get one of them to pull away, but until then I'm just kind of keeping it small size. So BOXL 771 was the high. All right, switching back to BOXL. I'll keep this one on screen for now, just, and just in case, because I'm not trying to be back and forth too much. I'll give it a sec. Whichever one becomes the one. AGRI is bouncing a little so far. BOXL pulling back slightly. Watching BOXL right now. There's this. Okay, it broke. It broke through that seller. My goodness, man. I'm missing these trades. Can't afford that. Alright, okay. It's a good push, but we're back down from closer to 8. 780s to 730s there. Here, let me pull it up. The other one is selling off. I also forgot that I'm okay. That's all right. Okay. Cool. 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 Time. I think this is definitely the one for now, but still a little tricky to catch some of those trades. 67 is high of day. The halt is at 932. I think being accurate on the pullbacks, if it does pull back, is going to be key. It's just going to go. Man, these follow through trades. Shit, man. Not getting to capture as much as of the move as I would like. The halt is at 962. Probably would have been worth holding it through the highs since it was high of day, you know. 990 halting up. Nah, bro. $990 to halt up. We haven't had a red candle on the 1 minute in a while. 10:15 to halt up. Yeah, they got a terrible fill there. And it's right back up. Tried to go short at 10. But it looks like it'll get halted up though. It's trying. It's just false halting. I'm not taking any trades up here because it's just so extended at this point through 860. So just waiting. If it's strong, there's going to be more opportunities. So I don't want to fall victim of trying to do too much here. Massive bids at 50, but will they hold? They will not. I don't want to be too hasty here. I'm going to take the starter. I'm in 80. Oh my, holy shit. Got filled like monstrously high there. I'm going to re-average. This is much better. I thought I had 60. I was willing to add, but just will re-average, take the loss. The range is massive, so you gotta expect the pullback to be massive as well, right? Gotta expect the pullback to be a little massive. If it makes new lows, I don't mind adding. Can we hold the whole dollar? Dips, brother. Okay. All right. I'd like to think that's our bottom. Although giving back everything to catch this dip is not the best move. It is not the best move. Time 47. The problem is losing so much to get the freaking dip. Not good. It seems pretty bullish here still. I don't know. I think if it's strong, it's still early. Because we could end up seeing like 16, 17, right? If it's one of those stocks. Like we know it could be. So nice and slow here. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Where did I get filled? Okay, decent. Do I want to consider adding high, buying high, scalping high right here? I don't think just yet. I want to wait a little more for confirmation. They're still not out of the woods. It could be getting out of the woods though. Or could it be failing miserably? What's it going to be? That was a good try. It's going to come. Oh, come on. All right, I thought it was getting ready to go again. It looks like it might need more time. All those trades there, losing trades, scalping at the highs. Oh, and I missed it. Lost focus for 1 second, missed the push to 9. I'm still not getting to properly connect. I mean, we had some good dip trades there, but we gave back everything, trying to get the dip. So not in a great position still. And it might be going without me again. Oh no. Oh man, that's brutal. It's gonna be a good size loss there. Oh, come on. El Pastor not in rhythm. Okay. Not a great fill there. Trying for 65. It's coming down. And just like that, two trades. Minus 1,500 in two trades. Not good. Oh, we got a terrible fill on that dip too. I bought at 9. I got filled at 920. The stock flushed down to 80. It's never going to be good. Can we see that flush? Oh, come on. It held up. Oh, freaking hell, man. See, this is the issue with being in the higher end of the zone. I was hoping to get something below 8 there. It's going to hold up the whole dollar. Not ideal. I still think it looks pretty good due to our last 5-minute candle. But, you know, not willing to add lower there, I think is the issue. I could just keep that as the starter and add, but re-averaging and risking missing the move if it doesn't actually dip again. $0.30 risk, 35 cents risk. It might be finished. It needs to reclaim immediately. If not, it might be done. It looks like it's done. Well, from looking pretty good to selling off there. Yeah, I took a dip at 9. I got filled 20 cents higher on the spread, and then I had size on that trade too, thinking break of 950 was gonna happen right there in this red to green, but I got filled at 80 coming out for 40 cents loss with 3,500 shares. That'll do it to you pretty quickly. The question is there anything else, or is this the day here? So fairly green to red, to good red too, which is not good there. Plus 800, then plus 600, 700 to then red. So we're not going to see any continuation there after the first leg. Good first leg though, from I'd say like 7 up to 10, $3 a share. First pullback, no bueno. AGRI just doesn't look as good. So I think sidelines until something else come up. MBX. The volume here though is lighter. I'll need to see something here to like third to 25, 26. You know, can we push to 30? RELI might halt up at 17, 18. Halt level is now 25. Really? How much is too much for the dip? And chasing that is not going to result in anything. Okay, I got to be careful. I'm already down 1K on the other one. $106 from 120. I don't know why. I don't know why I couldn't get into a rhythm there at all. It might halt up again. I couldn't get into a rhythm here, so no trades back over 10. It's a false halt again. The halt level's moving up slowly. Another false halt. It's trying again. It's trying again. Another false halt. AGRI, no good. BOXL is a small red to green, but I don't think it has that type of potential anymore. Unless it gets back to 9. The halt down is at 120 for this one. BOXL. I think back over 9 is the key. So far, it's a decent red to green. RELI close to the halt down. It's halting down. Will we see a false halt down? We saw a bunch of false halts up. I don't know, RELI price action was spinning my brains. Is there a hidden seller? We're having a consolidation. We'll see what it does. Our 5 minute candlestick is having some trouble, so low. We'll need to really see some good confirmation. RELI is back up for the people that want the cheaper one. So far, it's still holding up the consolidation. Will it be able to make highs over 850 though? That's the key right here. Our ELI looks like it resumed sideways if I had to guess. Curled back up. The bounce a little slower this time. And it's coming down. Our ELI halted up. Oh, it's not low. It didn't resume sideways. It went down a little more. Our ELI in the next 5 minutes. I couldn't connect on it earlier. I couldn't even get into a rhythm with the level 2, so ended up leaving it alone after the first pullback. I was kind of getting vibes of like it's what I would want to see in the price action, and then it becomes like a high float stock. I just got thrown off by that. BOXL, man, short-lived, nice move up, pull back in the depths, new lows. I didn't connect on the first move up though, like it almost felt a little slippery. Some good areas, some good potential. The key though, I think, was the last stand was like holding for the high of day, like the pre-market high move. Selling too early into that pop below the whole dollar at like 8. I think I sold it like 8.95. And I wasn't able to get back in pretty much up until the top of the move, which is brutal. RELI, there's 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Is it extended off of the move? Of course. You know, I didn't look at it looking at BOXL right there. So besides the dip and rip, I want to not touch it after that, especially if it's not like just ripping for another halt up. It could be a big pullback. Could be a big pullback. There's a minute, 19 seconds. 38 seconds, showing 5 cents higher. Will we see the dip and rip? It might be 10 minutes. Let's see. There's the halt down 47. There's a small dip and rip, if we even want to call it a rip. 55, 56 to only 65, which we do have resistance. So besides the dip and rip, you gotta be careful of that flush. Can't help but feel like I fumbled this freaking nice move on BOXL, man. And then to get caught with massive size after already fumbling the move. Once that red to green got over 9, I'm like, yeah, here we go. This is the real, like the real deal. This thing is going to 15. And then right back down. Being that there's daily resistance, let me double check. Like, how big do we expect this pullback? RELI. 200 EMA is at 250, 251. And so, I mean, we'll see. The last pullback, though, was very aggressive. You know, resumption showing a couple cents lower. It might need to halt down again. It might need to halt down again before the dip looks good. But we'll have to see. You know, if buying is coming in, resistance though at 61. And then 51 to 200 EMA. Fumbling, man. Fumbling that freaking move. Even early in the first 2 minutes, I'm like, not as aggressive right away because I know how some of these stocks are like just, you know, one good candle to start and then back to red. Needed to push a little bit earlier. Resumption showing just a couple cents lower. Resumption showing a couple cents lower. after this one, that could be it for the momentum. We're not really seeing anything else right now. Let's see what it does. Resumption showing sideways here. I would like to see a little bit more of a pullback. Not the best fill. Watching for over 60. Fair, 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 fair. It's trying to halt up 72. False halt. Oh, it's gonna lock in at the last second. Well, it's over this resistance, so I was hoping for a little bit more of a pullback, but it held up tight at 48, 49. And once these stocks get ready, they're quick, man. They're quick. They are quick. They are quick, quick, quick. $250 is the 200 EMA, so I don't know. Does it have what it takes? At least $2, right? I think is what we're looking at. Too young for all this back pain, man. I'm cooked. Every time I have bad posture in the gym, I'm cooked. RELI coming up in the next couple seconds. Oh, next 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. $8K size for the mighty. Ask Tim what size he's using. There's a quick minute. Tim's probably using 5K size, bro. Not even for that joke. Yeah, 5 to 7K. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, man. There's 27 seconds. Resumption is showing sideways. "13 seconds at 172. I should have halted up. Be careful of a halt down. If it doesn't halt up here, 64 is the halt down. Will it double bottom? It will double bottom. 94 to halt up. I didn't take that dip. That ended up being a better trade than the dip and rip. Double bottomed and held up that 67.70 level. 95 to halt up. 95 to halt up. No shares to get that quick short. And those trades would be sweet trades. The halt down is 69. It's really, yeah. We wouldn't want to see below 75, honestly. It's halting down. Should have had some smaller size there, too. JFBR? What's this one? JFBR not looking that good. Lower volume. SLNH. That double bottom trade is where I would have expected the halt down to happen, but it ended up holding up nicely. And that trade over 50, like, just ridiculous, bro. Buying for 49, or what was it, 51? Got cooked. Buying too slow. The move was too quick. Not quite getting over 60. If I'm filled lower, I would never sell that trade so quickly. But the high fill is like, all right, gotta, I'm a little bit more antsy in the trade. A little bit more antsy in the trade. 2 minutes, 55 seconds for resumption. Two minutes. It's showing a higher resumption, which is interesting here. If it resumes above 67, it's a good sign. But there's still going to be risk. Got to be careful. It's showing higher resumption for now. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's dropping. It is dropping. It is dropping. This could be interesting here. Here we go. It needs to not go below 70 here. Big level, big level, big level, big level. Big level getting cooked. Halting down. Oh, shoots. Back over 72 could be interesting here. Oh, nope, 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 nope. It's right back down. Not worth it. What am I seeing in the chat room, man? What is this I'm seeing in the chat room here? The false halt over 72, but like right immediately right back down. Ah, man. I'm only flat after this nice day. It's terrible here. Actually, no, I'm red. I'm red. Like $100 over the two accounts. Not good. After a nice BOXL move. Man, you just can't fumble those trades. He got destroyed with size. Small size for the pullback. Still lost the whole dollar share trying to get the pullback. And then never got to add it on the first dip. See, once we bought him, it's like a 40-cent bounce almost instantly. Those follow-up trades, though, you know, it's never going to be ideal. So you just got to take whatever you want to take with size and just ride the stop. If you get stopped out, no problem. I think what happened there is the resumption higher kind of got most people thinking it was going to try. I mean, it did go for a new high by a couple cents. I don't remember this 203 level. I don't think was anything. We had a room to 230, 250 right there. Over $2 and we got to 95 and nothing. And I got filled buying that false halt down, I got filled at 74. Cooked city. Cooked. And I should have sized down. I kept saying I didn't size down either. Forgot. Bro, no way this resumes at 280. Man, there's no way. There's a minute 20 seconds. It's showing higher resumption here. If it does resume higher, I'm going to size down for now. If it does resume higher, over 80 is going to be massive. If it resumes higher, over 80 is going to be the key here. And over 80, it needs to get to 90 minimum. 88, 90, and then potential halt up 94, 95, I think might be the halt level. In fact, it might even be lower because we're down at 61. Well, let's see what it does. Depending on the resumption price here. Here we go. Oh, 62 at the last second, man. What a bluff. What a bluff. Not touching it. Going short, if anything. Oh, shoot, there's actually shares. And I don't get filled 65. I get the worst fill in the book here. Titanic for me. Titanic. Well, these fills are just miserable. can get a fair shot. Titanic into the depths after. Sometimes you gotta add to. I would say it's backside officially. Official backside. It's all about the fills. Hey, shout out to Charcoal, man. Way to go. Nice. Alright, I think this is where the live stream ends. I'm down like 200 here between the two accounts. Or 100. I think I'm down $100, which was not good. We were green 800 to start. Black back to flat, trying to catch the dip. Plus 700. And then we took a massive Titanic loss, putting us red like 600. I lost like 1K in one trade. 30 cents would be 900. That'll be like 975. We had 40 cents. Yeah, so we lost like 12.75. I think was it 12.75 is the math? Basically, let's just say 1300. We lost 1300 in one trade on the OXL. Taking us from red to from green to red. Son of a gun, son of a gun. And that freaking dip, you know, I got filled 20 cents higher, close to it, which in itself was pretty rough. I think that's probably going to be all the hotter momentum until maybe later. I wouldn't mind staying here if more stocks are to come, but to just stay here and like nothing is moving for hours is just the worst thing ever. So I'm going to shut it down. Red $100 between the two accounts. Guardian, I'm mostly using for pre-market now. And I'm trading small in pre-market right now after the massive loss that I had. Remember the day of green 1.8K to then red in that account wasn't good. That was the blow up day. So taking it small in that account, just a couple $100, letting it add up, and then I'll try to increase my risk a little more after another cushion. All right, I think that's it. Take care, stay safe, stay green. If you're going the distance, keep looking at the opportunities and setups that you know and love. El Pastor, shutting it down. Shutting it down, shutting it down. MBX is a pre-market stock I should have done good on. I saw the price, I kind of ignored it. I mean, this thing ended up going from like 19 to like 28. There's also a trade on AGRI that I would have made like 60 cents and I didn't get filled. Like I didn't even notice I didn't get filled. I tried selling and my orders are getting rejected. I'm like, why am I not able to get out? I look, I have no shares. And I bought like before spike, like a good like 2 seconds almost. So I'm not sure why I didn't get filled. Like the spreads were tight, everything looked good. Sometimes my offsets can get me in the wrong areas if they're like too tight, but I'll be more careful tomorrow to use the wider ones. And that trade, I mean, it was only 600 shares, but 60 cents there is not a bad trade. 600 shares. BETR, $80 stock moving up. But yeah, shutting it down. Take care. Stay safe. Stay green. There's no way I touch BETR, $80. I'll leave that for those of you guys that don't mind the bigger risk.